Michael Reed. He's the artist of that piece you see next to him. He's our artistic guest today. So, how you doing?
Pretty good.
This is what, your third appearance on the show?
Yes, that's correct.
That's cool. It always helps. What media you use most of the time in your stuff?
Oil, basically, just oil on canvas.
Oil on canvas? Looks like most of a fantasy concept.
A little bit of sci-fi. Like to get into the definition of distance, detail, fine lines.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Definitely. See, we were talking earlier, and you're interested in like doing backgrounds.
For movies, fantasy movies, sci-fi, anything that kind of like a base background, and then you have the layers put in front of it to give the realism of actually being there, or the realism of it being true visually. That is.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing I like about it. You see it on camera. It actually, because the TV is already two-dimensional, really, and it gives a neat depth, illusion of depth to it. And I can see where it would work good as for background work.
I definitely, if I was going to use them for background, probably would do them on a 10 by 10 or bigger. Feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Move that fast. You get the full
Right. And so the camera can always stay in it within the perimeter.
Any questions for him about this?
Actually, yeah, I was going to ask him, how long have you been doing this art stuff?
Well, I've been painting about 4 years now. My profession takes up most of my time, so I do about 6 to 10 paintings a year, and that's about it until I quit my profession. But when I first paint a painting, I usually start with this background, the pink area first.
Yeah, all kinds of little treats, which are good. Those little things. One thing, I had a couple teachers even discuss that.
Yeah, this ain't one of my favorite paintings, really. But
the lighting here doesn't do it the greatest justice.
It's kind of learning painting, basically. I was getting used to phasing things off into the distance, because in normal reality, in some of my older paintings, everything's crisp and clear, and it should
like a lot of 3D animation.
It should disappear as it goes into the distance.
Yeah, well, air actually stops light. That's something. It's hard to do with a lot of computers, or a lot of people won't bother. But they have volume settings to like add that fog. But the problem is, and this shows you, it gives you perspective, and it helps give it depth.
Everything helps: shadow, light, distance, fog, clouds, movement.
And is that castle at the top there?
Yeah, but let's not zoom in on it.
Okay, don't zoom in on that.
Too late.
There's no castle in that picture. I noticed that.
Well, it actually is one of the paintings that I tried to pull off the perspective as far as phasing it out in the distance. I ended up bringing it out a little bit more than I had anticipated. No, I just I hate to say it, but it was kind of like a breakthrough as far as pulling my distance out in here and starting out in the blue background. I used to just start out all black and then paint in, but now I've started pulling in lighter colors and putting my black areas here, because all this was black to begin with.
Yeah.
And then after about 7 or 8 bases, it starts taking its form. Matter of fact, there's a lot that the camera probably can't catch because it's not as good as your eyeball. But because there's spaces all over these rocks. I mean, I get pretty into it.
Alien there.
All of these. I mean, if you really look, I mean, most people probably won't see it, but if you...
Oh!
Do you have a website?
Not yet, I don't. I would. I just have been a little leery on that because I want to make sure it's a secured enough website.
Oh, I can understand that, but I wish you did. Do you like to answer questions or help others?
Oh, yeah.
Do you? Well, how can I get a hold of you then?
Do you have an email?
Oh, do I?
Yeah, an email?
Ooh. No, I don't.
Well, get a hold of me sometime. I'll set one up for you.
Sorry.
Mike, I'll set you up an email sometime.
Okay.
Can we do that?
Yeah, it kind of makes it seem like the picture may not end. I was hoping to get an effect like that off of it. I wasn't sure when I started. I'm never sure because I don't draw my, I don't draw what I'm going to do down. I just start painting the black on the canvas, the sky, and I hope it comes out.
Start at it, huh?
Yeah, most of the time I don't have problems.
Where do you get these ideas?
It's a lot of fantasy movies I've seen, you know, like Dragon's Lair, Legend.
Please have a question for our...
Yours is kind of
Well-
self-taught.
No, I haven't. Everything I've done is just learned by... When I first started, I painted like... I used to draw on my paintings what I was going to paint, and it came out like paint by number. All my colors were solid. There was no shading, and it looked really, really poor. But everybody said it looked good, so I kept going. And what was your question?
Did you have any formal training, basically?
No, I've had no formal
Just
training.
your own
Self-taught.
experience.
Is there a gallery that
Yes, actually. I constantly and consistently, year-round, show my work at the bar. Can I say that?
Is it a place that it costs anything for anyone to go see your stuff?
Oh, no, they can go...
No, if
take a
it's
look
free
at
for
it.
anyone to go see it, I'm not advertising
It
anything.
is at a cafe, though.
They better be in and out quick before they have to buy coffee then.
I'll buy lunch, I don't care.
Well, that's up to you. I didn't tell you to do so, that's all.
Oh, no.
My work is up at the Fremont at the Barley's Cafe.
Okay, thanks a lot. Have a good night, guys.
Any
No.
one thing?
I actually really dig fantasy. I dig the alternate, less than mundane, or more than mundane life. But my actual motivation,
Come on, you say it.
women. I'd say women. Well, there's more to it than that, but I don't want to get into details.
Yeah.
Looking at to get reference?
I've wanted to, but I haven't. I've got a bunch of books by Piers Anthony that I read when I was a teenager up to about 21, and they're sitting there. There's lots of cool dragons on them and everything, and every time I paint a painting, because I do dragons, and there's really neat dragons out there that nice curvy lines, and my dragons are straightforward, the brute dragon.